Alright, welcome back. So it is finally time to take a look at the new rank 6 platoon, the M47 platoon. First, I have to say, this is probably the hardest start that I've had with any platoon in the game. Not that the vehicle is bad, the vehicle is definitely okay, but in order to do well, you really have to unlock the other ammo types, because the stock AP ammo is really not good on this thing. So let's take a look at the specs of the M47. So it has a 90mm main caliber weapon. It is quite fast, quite mobile. Maximum speed 48 km per hour, reverse is 19 km per hour, specific power 18 horsepower per ton. It has 44 tons, 5 crew members. Penetration 193 millimeters. Reload 9.1 seconds. True rotation speed is 36 degrees per second. Now the front protection, the front armor is okay for a medium tank, but however a T-54 and the vast majority of rank 4 vehicles are easily going to be able to penetrate your frontal armor. So mobility is definitely the strength, but don't really rely on the armor on this thing. It is very easy to be penetrated if you are driving it. Now, the main problem that I experienced with this tank was the ammo type. Now let me quickly show you what different ammo types you have on this thing. So the stock ammo is high explosive and APBS, I believe. APBC, armor piercing ballistic cap, which honestly isn't that bad, but from my personal experience, half of the shots that do penetrate just do no damage, or it just bounces. So yeah, not a great experience with the default ammo on this thing. The T-54's APHE shells were much more potent and much more lethal. So let me show you what shells we have here. So the M431 shell, the HEATFS, high explosive anti-tank fin stabilized shell, effective against thick armor, strikes with a cumulative jet. Armor penetration at 0 degrees from 100 meters to 320 millimeters, from 5 millimeters is also the same. Smallest angle of attack with 100% ricochet is 77 degrees. TNT equivalent 720 grams. Fuse sensitivity 0.1 millimeters. This is basically one of the better shells that you can have on this thing. Now they have changed the layout here. This is the one that I'm basically using. Now we also have the M332 shot, APCR, armor piercing composite rigid shell, effective against thick armor, deals secondary shard damage. It penetrates 220mm at 100 meters and penetrates 290mm at 500 meters. Now I won't be using APCR. It's known to be a clumsy shell, which means that it penetrates but it basically does nothing. So the heat is definitely the way to go. Now we also have M82 shot, APCBC, armor piercing cap ballistic cap shell, universal anti-tank projectile. Now it has a very low penetration, 180mm on 100 meters and 170mm on 500 meters. And it is definitely not going to be enough to penetrate a T-54 from the front, for example. And we also have the high explosive shell, which honestly is not that bad. It does really good damage against the lightly armored vehicles. And you also have the default APBC, armor piercing ballistic cap shell. Yeah, it has the same penetration as the APCBC. Well, actually has a bit more penetration, but yeah, that ammo is not really that wasn't really performing that well from my experience. So you definitely want to have the HEATFS or the APCR, but this one, the heat is definitely the way to go with this thing. Very good penetration at all distances basically, since that's just how heat works. So, that was a short little introduction to the tank, and now let me actually show you some gameplay. Okay, now let me show you how this tank performs. So, throughout this video, I'll be using the AP BC and I'll also be using the heat ammo at one point. It really depends on when I recorded the video. I had some very good games with this thing. It's definitely a very fun tank. The main drawback is definitely the ammo that it's using. I find that the APHE and APDS ammo on the T-54 is just much more lethal, and so far it seems to be performing much better. That's what I can tell you from my personal experience. The armor on T-54 is also really good. The only aspect of the tank where this tank is actually better than the T-54 is mobility. It is faster and much more mobile, and if you like to drive fast tanks, then this is definitely a tank that you will enjoy driving. Now, also I have to mention the accuracy on the 54 seems to be much better than the accuracy on this 90mm gun. I don't know why that's the case. The T-54 almost never misses shots that should not miss, while this thing seems to be like a shotgun in some cases. Not really sure why that's the case, but that's also one thing that I noticed. Now, it also does have a very nice reload. It does shoot fast, does shoot 1 second, reload 1 second faster than the T-54, and you will have no issues with the side armor on most of the tanks. The main nemesis of this tank would be the T-54, since, yeah, that thing from the front you can penetrate it only with the APCR, or you can penetrate it only with the heat shell. With the standard ammo, you are not going to be able to kill a T-54 from the front. So the start is definitely going to be quite rough, and the T-54s will kill you a lot until you unlock a better ammo. The way how to avoid encountering them is to basically flank them, go for the sides, try to outmaneuver them. Since you know the T-54 has a very slow rotating turret, you can easily orbit around a T-54 and kill it from the side. However, as I already mentioned, sometimes the APBC ammo, when it penetrates, doesn't do much. Basically, does only yellow damage on the interior of the tank, and yeah, you can lose the tank if you don't kill in one hit. And that's one of the aspects that I don't really like about this ammo. With the APHE shell, once it penetrates, it basically blows inside, it explodes inside, and it kills everything. So the APHE definitely much more lethal, and it also penetrates a bit more, if I can recall, while this ammo doesn't really seem to do much when it goes in. And even at the side, as you can see, that's literally the ammo of the Yak Tiger, and I hit the ammo, but it did not blow up. If this was a T-54, that destroyer would be dead, not once but twice. Still, penetrated the second shot and the destroyer is alive. Let me see if it kills it in the third hit or not. Yeah, they moved. Now it gets killed. Okay, there we go. So yeah, definitely a bit of a random moment in some cases, or in my case, in most cases, with this ammo. So yeah, this is just something that you have to get used to while driving this thing. Sometimes the ammo will just decide not to do anything, and that seems to push me to the conclusion to say that the T-54 is still the dominant rank 6 medium tank. I was convinced that the new tanks would kind of change the balance a little bit with how the tanks go, but yeah, the T-54 is a much smoother start, and you can start to have fun with that tank right from the start when you get it. With this thing, you really want to get better ammo in order to start to do well. And yeah, the grind was painful. The grind was painful. There were times where I thought that I might not be able to do it, since this tank is just... It's not a bad vehicle, it's just the ammo it's not working. I mean, it's, I guess, working well, but the ammo is just not that good. Usually it does take one shell to kill a Doom Barn, but that's the T-54. This thing doesn't kill in one hit in most cases, so yeah. With the APBC shell, you will have issues killing a rank 4 tank in some cases. Even if you are aiming for the ammo, it's not going to detonate in well, as you can see, I mean, you see what's happening here in the match. I'm shooting tank after tank and none of them are dying, even though I'm aiming for the weak spots. Let's see if the ammo pops off. Nope, no penetration. Okay. Oh man, I mean, this tank made me so angry at some points. You can't penetrate the sloped armor of the T-44 from the front. You hit the turrets where it usually dies. Nope. T-44 alive, and it went out of the aiming. Let's see if I can hit the ammo. Nope, it did not go where I was aiming at. It hit the front plate, not the side. That's the accuracy of this 90mm gun. It's like a shotgun. And I'm trying to get the ammo, and finally I killed the crew. I did not hit the ammo, but I killed the crew. M47, oh man, yeah, definitely not what I expected when I started to drive this tank. Well, seemed like there was no ammo on that tank, in the turrets. I can try to shoot at the side, but I really doubt that it's going to go in. At this angle, it's just not going to happen. Or it will, but nothing happens. Tank is alive. Maybe I should shoot for the engine and hope that it burns Well, I did hit the ammo, but nothing happened. The ammo is right below on the tank. Shrapnel went in, but nothing happened. Oh, War Thunder. The game is literally the same as on the PC version. Same thing happens in both games. Let's see how many shots it will take to kill this thing. Let me see if I can set this M26E1 on fire. Nope, just the transmission. Okay. Let's see if... Oh no, oh no. Oh nope. Ah, there we go. See? The T-54 didn't even aim, and it hit me. And already crippled my tank. What do you think? Am I going to be able to penetrate a 54 from the front? Nope, not with this ammo, that's for sure. Even the hit is very random at times. Sometimes you hit the tank at the right spot and nothing happens. Even though it should penetrate, nothing happens. Somehow I did manage to nail the ammo on the MX, but that's a very paper tank. Very paper, no armor basically. So no wonder that the shell went in. And there's the T-54, and it hit me again. I lost the main turret and I lost the loader. Lovely. What can possibly go wrong? My only chance to kill a 54 from the front is if I nail the commander's hatch with the AP shell, and just hope that the spalling and shrapnel just goes in and shreds everything, but that's not going to happen with this 90mm gun, since you already seen the accuracy of this thing in action. Doesn't land in the same postcode as where the aiming circle is. The M103 is not any different, by the way. For some reason, this platoon just has very inaccurate guns. They never go where you aim. The shell just rarely goes where you want it to go. Meanwhile, the T-54 gets APHE, and you can basically use the APHE ammo from the start to the finish, and it will still perform really well. Meanwhile, you get a APBC shell on this thing that just, yeah, doesn't do much. You really have to cross your fingers every time you fire this thing in order to do some damage to the enemy tank. Well, and then we won somehow, and I did not die, although I did get I got torn to pieces by that T-54, but yeah, thankfully the team was able to kill it, because I would have some troubles to go through the armor netting. Alright, let's go to the next match. Actually, that was a very nice first match on this. Now, I might sound like I'm complaining a lot on this tank. I did have some very nice games with it, did have some fun with it. It just annoys me how I guess limited this thing was and still is based on the ammo type that you have. If this thing had APHE or APDS, it would definitely be much more smoother to use and much more fun, but yeah, the starting grind, when you get the tank for the first time, the first grind is going to be very painful, but don't be surprised by that. And of course, non-penetrating hit on a paper MX M4. Lovely. Second hit, as you can see, did set this thing on fire, but it's still alive. It hit the ammo, but the ammo didn't go off as usual. Second hit, right in the ammo. Nothing happens, still alive. Okay. Thankfully, oh well, there goes my gunner. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right in the ammo, it's still alive. Let's see if third shell does anything. Nope, right in the ammo. Nothing happened again. Let's see if the fourth shot will do something. Finally, Jesus Christ, took a while. This, yeah, I really don't like the AP BC ammo. It's horrible. And it bounces the T-44 from the front. Lovely, even though I aimed at the turret. Well, it should be penetrating it, but nope, not today. Second shell went in. It did some damage, but minimal damage, seems like, since the 44 is still alive. I killed the entire turret compartment, and it's still moving. Non-penetrating hit, okay, kind of expected it to happen, but still fired nonetheless. Okay, the 44 is dead. That's a very, very bad start for this match. Tiger 2. Well, it did hit the ammo, but, well, some of it. Of course, it doesn't detonate the ammo, because why would it detonate the ammo? And my kill gets stolen. Okay. Another M4. This time, same result. It got set on fire. Did kill some crew. Let me put one more shell in the same place, or a little bit to the right. And now it actually hits the ammo. See, it's completely random when the ammo goes off on this thing. Oh no, this is not looking good. Let me repair this potato tank for a second. I'm in a very bad shape now. Let me just launch the artillery. Okay, let's repair this thing. T-10A creeping around the corner, that's lovely. I think I might be able to penetrate the turret from the back on the T-10A, which should technically kill it, but you know, AP BC ammo does sometimes funny things. There goes the commander, there goes the gunner has been injured as well. Again, minimal damage. If this was the T-54 with APHE, that T-10 would be dead. But it's not the T-44, it's not the T-54, so yeah. Let me go reverse. And I might be able to get behind this tank and nail him from the back. That sounds kinda lewd, not gonna lie. Not that nailing, I mean kill the tank from the back with my main turret. FV4202 is on fire. Didn't really go where I wanted it to go. I missed the shell a little bit. But finally it kills something in one hit. Ammunition exploded. Okay, fair enough. Can't seem to have a good shot at the T-10A, which means I have to go back. My loader is now dead for some reason. Died from... I think my loader died because of how many shells I missed today. Nice shot at the back. There we go. It detonated the ammo on the T-10A. Did not expect that to happen. I expected to do minimal damage, I guess, but I guess sometimes it just does that. Oh no. Salt raining from the sky. Let's not get blown up by bombs. Alright, good. Survived the bombs. Now let's continue capturing the base. Yeah, I'm definitely not penetrating a doom turtle from the front and from the side, so let's ignore that for now. No way that I'm going to penetrate that thing with this ammo. Maybe with the heat shell with 320mm penetration, but with the AP, yeah, no, not happening. Okay, yeah, that was This is not the T4. This is not the T-54. That's for sure. A different tank. I expected it to be stabilized, but it isn't. Oh well. Wasn't a bad match. Just a very bad start, and overall, the randomness of the shell does its thing, I guess. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Well, as you can see, the tank is quite fun to drive. But as I already mentioned before, the main issue is the ammo. You will be perhaps suffering a little bit on the first like 5 to 10 levels. Once you get the M103, it does get a little bit easier, but yeah, the first 5 levels will be painful. Now the good thing is this thing does earn a lot of experience, and you will level up quite fast if you can do couple kills, if you can capture couple bases. You should be able to get about 1,000 experience minimum per match, which honestly is pretty good. You do earn quite a bit of experience, and with a little bit of luck, you are going to be able to quickly unlock the other vehicles. Now, sometimes when you are shooting at a Panther, it will bounce. It's completely random, it happens, but remember, the Panther can penetrate you, so if you're trying to shoot at the Panther, shoot at its turret first, so that you can buy yourself time to get around it. Now I'm using heat, and as you can see, with heat the tank is much more playable. However, the heat also is, let's say, not perfect. As you can see, while it does penetrate, it doesn't seem to be doing much when it does penetrate. So, yeah, it took me 3 hits to kill that tank, although 1 hit should be enough, since, you know, it's heat and that's what it should do. Now, some tanks will have that spaced armor or high explosive protection on them. I would say avoid shooting it at that spot since it will just eat up your heat shell. 54 from the side penetrates, or it doesn't. Yeah, that's the Stalinium armor that we're talking about. It penetrates a Yak Tiger literally at an impossible angle, but it doesn't penetrate a T-54. It's what you can expect from heat. It does penetrate a Doom Turtle, although in this case I shot at my teammate because they were running in front of my aim. The thing with heat shells, it seems like the crew members are actually stopping the damage to go further inside of the tank, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Or in that case, it basically does nothing when it penetrates. Let's see if I can kill this thing in the second shot, with the second shot. Nope, I guess not. Okay then. Let's ignore that FV for now. Or let's not actually, let's kill it. Finally. 3 hits to kill that thing because it has that spaced armor on the side. Now that's a T-95. Not really sure why they're showing my their side, but from the side you're killing a T-95. Ammunition exploded. I mean, you can easily compare how I played the M47 and how I played the T-54 with APHC. You will see a mass difference between how the shells work and how the overall tank performs, and basically how many shells it takes me to kill something with the APHC and how many shells it takes me to kill something with the HEATFS shell. That's a long name, but it has to be long. We are holding the base so far, which is a good thing. Trying my best to... And there we go, it penetrated. Did you see that? I don't know what happened there, but the shell like went in and ignored like everything on its path, and it hit the crew member, and it went all the way back to the rear of the tank where it hit the engine. But it avoided anything else. That's kind of funny. Not really sure if heat should do that, but it's okay. When I hit a different tank just a couple moments ago, a couple times from the front, it did damage, but I guess not for the A-54. And I got bombs. Let's reverse out of this. That's a big nope. No, not today. Nope. Goodbye. Haha. That was close. The Yak Tiger hits. There we go. You see that? It impacted most of the crew at the front, but the T-54 somehow lived. You hit the Tiger 2. It does damage the ammo but doesn't detonate it. Let's try again. There we go. Now it detonates the ammo. Although you should have killed the ammo right from the start, but I guess not. Not when I'm shooting at it. It's really like 50-50 chance to kill anything in the first couple hits with this tank, with this ammo. Has good penetration, but it doesn't do much in the end when it does penetrate. And even if you hit the ammo, a good chance that it's not going to kill a tank. Okay, a T-34. Well, everything in the turret has been blown up. Let me see if I can kill the ammo. Nope. Did send some shrapnel towards the ammo, but somehow it's still alive. Even though it should be dead, but I guess this is how it goes. T-54. I hit the engine and I set the T-54 on fire, but it's still alive, of course. I think I might be dead here because the T-54 can penetrate. Yeah, I'm most likely going to be dead here since they can see me, but I can't see them. Oh well, that's what happens when you're fighting a 54. They can penetrate you, but you can't penetrate them. Oh well, let's just fast forward till the end of the match. It was actually a pretty good match. I did really well. 2.3 thousand points, and it was a victory. It was a close call, but honestly, was definitely a good match. So that was the M47. Definitely, I mean, perhaps I sounded a bit like I was complaining a lot in this match. Maybe I was, but it was still a very fun vehicle to drive. Quite you can expect a rough start when you start driving the tank for the first time, but once you get used to it, I think it can be really fun. And so far, I will definitely be playing it a bit more since again, it's very fun to drive it and does earn a lot of experience, which is important if you want to level up fast. So if you want to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. It does help out a lot. And with that being said, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.